How do you brew? Good evening, people, and welcome to the Brews at 10. Here on my left eye, I'm your host Lefty, and you are all very welcome here this evening. Solidarity, everyone. Kicking off another week here on the channel. We've got Chris and Odin in the chats already. Nice to see you. Yeah, I've had a busy one myself. And I was working on a video I just released for members only, or members first, I should say. Not too long before I came on the stream, so please do check that out. That'll be going public sometime tomorrow. But I will be touching on the subject and actually playing a section from said video during the stream. Keir and immigration. That's just going to be one of the topics on the stream tonight. Before I go through a few more, please make sure that you've hit the thumbs up button on the stream, whether you're listening back live or if you're watching back later on. That's much appreciated. It's been clobbered. It's been clobbered. Nina Sadie, nice to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight. Getting started soon, people. Catch up on a few bits. Got some new homegrown material out today as well. It's a Monday, which means the latest volume of the Brews at 10, the album, that's to come later on. For regular viewers, regular participants as well, because that's an interactive feature. We want your tea-based suggestions for songs and artists using tea-based puns. So that will be debuting on tonight's stream. A few things going on in the Middle East as well. Excuse me. There's been an inquiry into perhaps some very shocking revelations, what happened during the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. Special armed forces are under investigation there. We're talking about that. The latest in Gaza, there's been a hostage release. Yes, Hamas have released a hostage who was taken hostage on October 7th, 23, was actually a member of the I.D.F. Take on Tea by Aha. Go. Notepad here, make a note of that one. Very good, very good. Do keep them coming. Aha! Divinia, nice to see you in the chat. Good evening to you, comrade. Where was I? Where was I? Yes, the hostage release. I'll be going into that a little a bit more. Let's see what else I've got lined up. Oh, of course, the fire at Starmer's house. There was that happened earlier today. A bit of a look at that. There's yeah. The public's response to that has been less than sympathetic. Should we put it that way? I'm going to look at a couple of examples about their response to that on social media as well. And not just homegrown content, but there's some other hopefully uplifting comedy vids coming on tonight's stream as well. Okay, people. I need to say thank you to all the supporters on the channel. So, there it is. Yep, it's working. Yeah, thanks a lot to all the members on the channel. This is the very latest list. Added a few new names from yesterday's live stream as well. Thanks a lot for those gifted memberships. As well as others recently. There's plenty of ways that you can support the channel, but gifted memberships are the preferred method. There's also super chats if you're watching live. There's super thanks if you're watching back later on. There's a buy me a coffee page as well if there are any technical difficulties with gifting those via those methods. So you can check out the Buy Me a Coffee page in the channel description. And it's just 99 pence if you want to join the list of marvellous members here. Check out the perks, well, including early viewings. And I've got a video out that is currently members first as I speak, so just one of the perks. You can check out the rest. Thanks again, everybody. The Super Solid Brew crew. And that means I can bring up the chat window now. There we go. Should all be in order now. There we go. And Floor Snake straight in with the watermelons as well. Solidari-Tea for that. It's Dominic Jones, nice to see you as well. See the chat filling up nicely. We will begin very shortly, people, with a bit of a laugh. And then before I get into Starmer and this immigration announcement about visas and so on, something I didn't mention on yesterday's live stream, that one. Another sort of shocking live TV moment that happened. Well, it was a couple of days ago now. I was going to mention it yesterday. I won't say what it is, but I don't know if you've seen it already. Pretty shocking. Live television. Who'd go on a live, eh? Won't catch me. Oh, God, no. No flags on your phone, Chris. That's... well, we won't stand for that, will we? Obviously, that's not your fault. I mean, you know, we demand you have your flags reinstated. We're right behind you. We know that you're waving them in spirit. That's good enough for us, I'm sure. What do you say, people? Definitely thanks for the Palestine flags and the watermelons. It's absolutely bastard warm up here today, just to say as well. Starting to cool down a little. Yeah, it's quarter past 10 PM. Not even 2 weeks into May. There you go. Let's get into things, people. I've got the latest from Exploding Heads, only this time it's not Colin from Portsmouth, it's a chap called Ian, I think it is. And he's got a few things to say about the election of the new pontiff, the new pope.
Ian Five Ankles, new pontiff, new era.
It'll be tough sandals to fill, Anthony. The last pope was top, world class of this world.
Of this world and of the other world, ethereally speaking.
And you can't get much higher than that. He was South American, a real flair player, and a fan favourite.
Argentinian, literally the hand of God. The board is searching for his successor. Would you go with more of the same, Ian?
At this stage of the season, Anthony, I would be tempted to go with a caretaker pope and wait until the summer before appointing a long-term successor. But I don't think they'll do that.
Should they go with another South American, Ian, or shore up the defence with an Italian?
No, I think it's a big risk, Anthony, bringing over another South American. They got lucky with the last pope. Pope Francis did do an excellent job, no mistake. But generally, it doesn't work. These foreigners don't fully understand the European game.
I see that José Tolentino de Mendonça, the Portuguese cardinal, is in the running, which seems astonishing given that he's only 59 years old, not even in his 60s, Ian.
Well, good that he's thrown his mitre into the ring, Anthony, but he's got to be an outsider. You don't win anything with kids. Personally, I think what's wrong with the British Pope? It's a sad fact, we just do not produce enough homegrown talent in this country. You look at what Rowan Atkinson did for the other side.
Rowan Williams.
World class, don't get me wrong.
Oh, I won't get you wrong, Ian.
Don't get me wrong. In charge of the other side, he performed miracles. But no, it's time for a British Pope playing a direct, no-nonsense brand of Catholicism. By all means, bring in an assistant Pope from the continent. But look, we're never going to be able to compete at major masses without a homegrown Pope in charge.
Exploding Heads, people. Yeah, like they're picking the New England manager or something, of course. It's not all about Colin from Portsmouth. Ian, what was he called? Five Ankles or something? Very good, very good. feel free to do your own left-wing jokes. Hey? I said left-wing jokes. Come on, people. It's not that bad. Okay, on to serious issues. This is a channel all about politics and society, after all, from a socialist perspective. I should also point out that there are currently 83 members on the channel. Thank you very much, all 83 of you. Getting close to that total. Okay, this immigration thing. Mic issue, sorry about that. Should be back on now. Andy, thanks a lot for the gifted membership. I was just singing your praises there. Great shots. Enjoy your perks. Chris. And I wouldn't want to go up against you in a game of darts, that's for sure. It's been doing this thing where when I switch between scenes on the broadcast software, the mic keeps cutting out. It happens sometimes when I have to play a clip and stuff. It just takes a few moments to sort out. Apologies. So that takes us up to 84. I'll just change the total before I forget. Thanks again for that, Andy. Solidari-Tea. Yes, the gods have answered your pleas. Brewdayism. It works. Now officially authorised to start to sell mystical products on the streets. Magical energy rings and bracelets and whatnot. Doc, great to see you. Just about to get started on this immigration announcement. He just doesn't want to know what went wrong for him at the local elections, does he? Just doesn't want to know. Oh, okay, we get it. So we're going to do more. What did he say? Further and faster. And this is what further and faster looks like, apparently. Without setting a target, the Home Office has estimated that the policies could lead to a 100,000 drop in immigration per year by 2029. And he's going to do that by tightening up the visa system. Yesterday we talked about how we're not going to be letting people come overseas to support the care industry, or the care system, I should say, which is on its knees at the moment. This is the latest kick in the teeth. Look how many vacant positions we've got in the NHS, for goodness sake, as just one example. So many other positions that need filling. He doesn't want to say it because probably a lot of reform voters don't want to hear it, but we do need migration in this country for a myriad of reasons. He's also going to be extending the time between when people arrive and when they can claim citizenship. He's doubling that from 5 to 10 years as well, and that comes with its own problems as well. Especially statistically, when you talk about migration, that means that it's going to slow them down in achieving the targets, because obviously if they achieve citizenship, then they're not in the classification of awaiting citizenship or refugee status or asylum seeking status, whatever status they had previously, and they'll remain there for 10 years. So therefore, even legitimate people looking for visas, looking to come and work in this country and contribute to the economy, they will still be classed as migrants or refugees for a decade. But he also mentions enforcement, which is a particularly spurious word. Enforcement will be tougher than ever, and migration numbers will fall. We're going to get some sort of ICE thing going on, like they've got in the United States at the moment. Also, English language requirements for all work visas will increase. I mentioned the extension of time there, and also a quote limited pool of refugees and displaced people recognised by the UN agency responsible will be eligible to apply for jobs through existing skilled worker routes. And the skilled worker, unskilled worker thing goes on. So many jobs that are essential are classed as non-skilled work, but they are nevertheless essential. Just because somebody who cleans the toilets isn't a brain surgeon doesn't mean that they're expendable. As people, it really takes the sort of humanity out of it. Obviously, there are sectors where we need skilled professionals, you know, like I just mentioned in the NHS, but to rather base that on the circumstances of what made somebody come here in the first place, for example, I think he's particularly cold-hearted. And he used a particular phrase, didn't he? Which was that we risk becoming strangers in our own country or in our own land. Might be slightly paraphrasing though, you'll have to forgive me for that. And he's come under quite a bit of scrutiny for that. That's obviously something stupid to say. Again, that panders to the far right, who spout the idea that, you know, the white straight male is an endangered species in this country. Yeah. Of course, obviously, the statistics prove otherwise. He's really going down the wrong path, and it's particularly dark one at that. So I'm just going to play the first part of that vid I mentioned, which is Members First at the moment. And I've just, basically I've chopped up a couple of clips, one from today's announcement and one from way back in 2020 when he was trying to tell everybody what a nice progressive guy he was, in order to get to become leader of the opposition. So the rank hypocrisy speaks for itself. Just close this and go back over to the watch my doodle. So yeah, check this out. Credit to Saul Staniforth for the clip from 5 years ago as well. Just want to give credit where it's due, people.
I think Conservatives have created this hostile environment, whether it's Windrush, whether it's the general response to immigration, or whether it's just the way the Home Office make their decisions.
We will finally honour what take back control meant and begin to choose who comes here so that migration works for our national interest.
It's based on this idea that somebody's trying to cheat rather than actually based on an open, welcoming environment.
You know, this is where the whole debate is skewed, as if some people think controlling immigration is reining in a sort of natural freedom, rather than the basic and reasonable responsibility of government to make choices that work for a nation's economy. And for years, this seems to have muddled our thinking.
I think we should welcome people wherever they come from, thank them for their contribution, and see them as part of our families, our communities, and our society, and embrace that. I mean, London is an amazingly diverse and fantastic place for it, and the whole of the United Kingdom is better because of immigration.
But let me be clear, it ends now. We will create a migration system that is controlled, selective, and fair. A clean break with the past.
I think, if I'm honest, the Labour Party's been a bit scared of making the positive case for immigration for quite a number of years, and I think we need to turn that round and broaden it out and make sure that people feel absolutely welcome here.
That is what this white paper will deliver. Lower net migration, higher skills, backing British workers.
Is dreadful.
It is dreadful. Absolute hogwash from Starmer. Everything he said back in 2020 was disingenuous. A careerist move. He's managed to snake his way to the highest seat in government. Well spotted there. Davinia, of course. with the cult references there. Back to political matters. Well, you can bet your bottom dollar that this isn't going to work. The general is still, you know, some 4+ years away, potentially. And we saw this coming a mile down the road. An absolute mile down the road. And is it because of a lack of political astuteness, or is this somehow deliberate? What do you say, people? What are you thinking on that matter? Because if his true intention is to prop up the far right, what used to be the ERG in the Tory party, what is about 60% now of the Reform Party, of Reform UK. If that's his goal, then he's certainly achieving that. I mean, it just can't be that out of touch. He can't be that unaware, can he? That doubling down on the mistakes he's made in the past is only going to make things worse. And now he's starting to hear a lot of it from inside his own party as well. Graham Turner, thanks for joining us. We've got the Optimistic Nihilist as well in the house. Great to see you both. Thanks for joining us on tonight's stream. Yes, Stu, great to see you as well. He does even lie in his sleep. The chat on the screen is frozen. That's that should be updated now. It does lag somewhat, apologies. Yeah, you can check out the full video, my brief response to that afterwards as well. Cue it up, people. Flo, take care, good night, it's been great to see you. Yeah, feel free to catch up with the rest of the stream later on. Thanks for joining us. So I see we're all particularly nonplussed by that in the chat as well. There's no debate to be had. All that remains apparently is to watch the party continue to crash and burn. Or if only we could get Keir Hardy's 2 cents on things like this. And again, it's, you know, the way he did it, the flags, flags, flags. British jobs, British workers, yada, yada, yada. Fundamentally, though, the country has always relied on migration. That's the first main point. The second one being, of course, the rhetoric coming from the far right about migration, the attempts to link migration with grooming gangs, for example, the attempt to stigmatise and tar all migrants with the same brush, be they legal, illegal, refugees or asylum seekers. Is that a request, Javinia? I mean, I'm not a jukebox per se, but yeah, that does pretty much sum it up, doesn't it? Shout out to the agitator for that one. Give the agitator a follow. Agitate number 4 for change. Agitate for change. He had another great one out today as well. Do go and give him a follow on social media. It was a it's a burning door with a Labrador taking a piss on it. So that's the. He also does Keith's Fondue Lounge, of course, that we have on the Sunday live stream. So shout out to the agitator. I think that's just about all I've got to say about that one. At the risk of boiling my own piss. Shall I go on to I just mentioned the fire. I think that agitator clip. Definitely referring to that story from earlier today. Yeah, I'll get onto that in a moment because I don't want to forget this one. Yeah, just really quickly. I don't know if you saw this. I'll just play it. Just take a look at this. It's from America on Fox News. This happened live.
Ideology, or it's not about. Oh my goodness!
There she goes. She's gone. I'll just restart that.
Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron here. Ideology, or it's not about. Oh my goodness! We're just going to get some help here for Cameron.
I don't think it's got anything to do with the headline, but she fainted live on air. Then this guy just.
Let me come back to Lydia while we get some help for Cameron.
Just carries on. Just carry on.
Cameron here. Lydia, the President, we're going to actually.
Oh yeah, like no one's distracted by that. Just would you at least check that she's okay? Christ. I mean, yeah, it's Fox News. Horse, you can't be too sympathetic, but well, I guess that shows the kind of calibre of horse that they get there. Just one more time. She can't believe that Joe Biden blamed the Democrats' loss on sexism at Kamala Harris.
Ideology, or it's not about. Oh my goodness! We're just going to get some help here.
But I'm just going to stay sat right here, exactly where I am. Oh, yeah. Don't know if you saw that. Fox News. Back to Keith. Just wanted to wedge that one in there. Yeah, is it being true professional? I'm tempted to liken it to maybe what's he called? Ron Burgundy from Anchorman. If just stick a mustache on that guy. So professional. And he will read everything that is on the auto cue, and I do mean everything. I thought with me I would have pretended to faint in sympathy, and then they just cut to whatever goddamn awful commercials that they have in America during Fox News ad breaks. Good point there, Andy. It's perhaps one way of dodging a question. So back to Keith. Back to Keith. Yeah, well, he had the meeting about the Ukraine ceasefire, didn't he? And well, some people have said that he and the other representatives got on like a house on fire, but they probably weren't expecting that to be taken so literally. This isn't number 10 Downing Street. It's a house that he actually lets out at the moment. It's the one that he lived in before he became Prime Minister, moved into number 10. Some of the news who've been reported have shown some old footage of him and his wife clapping outside like circus seals during the COVID pandemic outside this same house. But the police are probing possible links to 2 other fires after this. Well, what's this all about? Is it something accidental? Is it something... Are we talking arson here? What's going on? So it's in Kentish Town. Emergency services were called in the early hours of Monday, and counter-terrorism police are investigating the case. But the 2 other fires, which are a vehicle fire 4 days ago, and a fire at the entrance of a property in Islington on the 11th, so that's just yesterday, being investigated to see if there are possible links to the other incident. Well, it was just said to be a small fire. Like around or somewhere near the front door, I think. They were saying, I don't know if the door itself was actually on fire. No one was hurt. I should point out as well, in case you didn't know that already. It just says a small fire, which was under control about 20 minutes later. But I did mention that the public hasn't been too sympathetic about this. This is, well, it's 2 in 1. The tweet and then one of the replies to it. Where is it? Here we go. Just waiting for that to load up, people. Super tiny. Nice to see you. Morbius. Good point, maybe it was the hairspray that could have added to the problem. Don't know when the last time he was there was, of course he's living in Downing Street now. Okay, here we go. Apologies for the brief delay, people. So it's Just in Time. Shout out to Just in Time at Tyke Steak on it. Police say they have 50 million suspects to investigate the fire at Starmer's house. But then this one as well. Did it start in his underwear drawer? Yes. Liar, liar, pants of fire. Maybe that's what started it. We'll have to wait for the investigation. Might have left the fondue stove on again. That's right, Clive. Is that must be the flat? Could they get the dog out of there whilst they're, I hope the dog's okay, if that's the same flat they have the fondue lounge. I'll look into that, so I'll get a roving reporter on that. Down there on the scene immediately. Via cheapest economy coach. It was... Lots of theories coming in about the possible cause of this, but yeah, nice one there. Just in Time at Tyke Steak on it, and Mike D at MJ Daily 57. Did it start in his underwear drawer? One is keep that one out. Oh, actually. There we go. This chat's almost as on fire as the house. It is, yeah. Keep those suggestions coming in. Alwyn, nice to see. Yeah, that's probably Keith's expression when he got back. And just what was on that table yesterday, Keith? What was on that goddamn table? Macron. In fact, I did see some parody takes on his announcement. With obviously photoshopped or whatever pictures of him at the lectern, but with certain powdery substance sort of dripping out of his nose there, and the words on the plinth changed as well. And yeah, Chris, I agree with that suggestion, but God, can you imagine if they introduced drug tests at the House of Commons? Well, you wouldn't have to from the likes of Michael Gove, for example, if that were the case. Okay, what's up next? What's up next? I'll drop onto this one very quickly, very sharply. While that's loading, please do give us a follow on social media. Just want to say we prefer it on Blue Sky at the moment at MyLeftEyeUK, but we're also on Mastodon and Twitter. Now, for anyone who's into the comedy obviously one of the all-time greats from the 90s. It was Father Ted, and this is the co-writer, co-creator, Graham Linehan. I don't know if you know, but he's been embroiled for some time in the trans debate, but to quite an embarrassing level, to put it one way. Another way of putting it is that it's caused him to become estranged from his wife at first and then divorced from his wife, and he's again embroiled in a legal battle over the kids, or has been, with that on the debate. This time he's accused of harassing a trans woman, breaking the phone. He also, obviously, his reputation took an absolute tanking when he started to go the way of what's-her-face, J.K. Rowling, with this one. I'm not sure if he still gets along with the other co-writer because of it either, but he also wrote IT Crowd and Black Books. You can see there as well. So he's accused of harassing Sophia Brooks, who's only 18 and is a transgender activist, harassing her on social media in October. He's also accused of damaging her phone during the Battle of Ideas, it's called, conference in London, in the same month at which he was a speaker. The case will go to trial in September, it says. So we only spoke to confirm his name, date of birth and plea. I mean, come on, Bella. An 18-year-old? And you've not got better things to do, you know. Creatively speaking, he's got somewhat of a great legacy there, you know, Father Ted, the IT Crowd and Black Books. I think you'll always find those on the sort of top list of comedy, you know, when they might do them on, they do these sort of things on like New Year's Eve and stuff, you know, those kind of programs. But if you ever watch those, you always see these names coming up. Obviously it's an Irish comedy, it was set in the Republic of Ireland. Father Ted, that is. And the t-shirt there of the Daily Telegraph headline, seems somewhat gloaty about that, but it doesn't, whatever the High Court ruling is, it doesn't give free license to harass people or to commit other offences, Graham, you know. And I'm disappointed because, yeah, I quite enjoy those comedies myself. And it's disappointing. It's just the way that they get so obsessed with it. Here's a good point. I think I've actually got it queued up here. Do I? He says. I don't have it queued up, but I can quickly bring it up for you. I wasn't going to use this meme on this stream, but there you go. Yesterday, a 69-year-old man known as Roberts, his entire life walked out on a balcony and self-identified as Leo. The entire world now calls him Leo without question. See how easy it is to accept and respect what an individual identifies as. Oh, and he was wearing a dress. Have you noticed how many just look, if you look at the bottom right, how many likes it's got? I don't know, that's somewhat of a coincidence, perhaps. But yeah, that's a fair point, isn't it? And Lynham will come back and say, "Oh no, that's not the same as being a man and telling everyone that you're a woman there." Whatever he'd say. But he'd probably get obsessed over it anyway. Okay, that's all on that topic. Let me know your thoughts about that in the chat or in the comments if you're watching back later on. I do know quite a few of you watch back later on. Please do add a comment. They are somewhat lacking on the live stream content, a lot less than other normal video content, so share your thoughts with me there, please, good people. Good, now I can get Graham Lynham's smirking face off my screen. We'll go over to Middle East matters in just one moment, people. Okay, moving on. On to Gaza in just a moment. Of course, the ripples, the effects and revelations of what happened some 20 odd years ago in Iraq and Afghanistan are still being felt, and apparently there have been some quite shocking revelations about British special forces and their conduct within Afghanistan, which is pretty shocking, people. I'm going to go on to something a little bit heavy now. I'm not going to be showing any graphic pictures or anything, just want to reassure you, but just could be a bit of a trigger warning, because a lot of what has been heard in testimony is very familiar to us, those of us who support Gaza, those awful, horrendous stories that we've heard coming from Gaza. But this is obviously decades ago in history, but fundamentally the acts of British forces. We've spoke of complacency. Not complacency, apologies. Collusion with what's happening in Gaza at the moment, legally. But take a look at these shocking details. We obviously know that the illegal invasion wasn't exactly pretty. From what we know, it's estimated that around 2 million Iraqis died, for example. British and American forces were also in Afghanistan. This, of course, came after 9/11, America, and unfortunately the United Kingdom as well tried to convince the world that there were links between Iraq and the perpetrators of the September the 11th attacks. They proved to be false, of course. False claims of biological weapons that could be fired in 15 minutes, weapons of mass destruction, so on and so forth. Cover-ups, Dr. David Kelly, don't get me started. Definitely an amber tangent alert on that one, people. And now this, and obviously the illegal invasion carried on for years. They said that they were chasing Osama bin Laden in Afghanistan. That was the reason for going in there. He eventually turned up, supposedly, at a military base in Pakistan. But just today, a top general who failed to report evidence of alleged SAS war crimes in Afghanistan later oversaw the rejection of hundreds of UK resettlement applications from Afghan commandos who served with the elite regiment, the BBC have revealed in an episode of Panorama. So I'll be checking that one out. General Sir Gwyn Jenkins led UK special forces in Afghanistan at a time when alleged war crimes were committed. He later appointed a UK SF officer under his command who also had served in Afghanistan to access the Afghan commando applications after Special Forces headquarters was given controversial veto over them. I don't know if you recall, well, if you've seen it, you'll definitely remember. It's something you certainly don't forget. When the final American aircraft planes were leaving Afghanistan, and people clinging on to the wings, to any part of the plane that they could find, and falling off as it took off. Some of them falling hundreds of feet, and they were that desperate to get out of there. It was absolutely horrendous. It was really horrendous. But for that to happen, for what the United States and America inflicted on Afghanistan and Iraq, to then go and deny visas again, well, it ties in with the immigration issue itself. You know, a lot of the immigration issue here in the UK concerns countries that we're responsible for decimating, or at least in helping America decimate in a lot of examples, or by proxy Israel as well, as another example. Okay, but some of these examples, this is where it gets a bit dark now. We've heard about children being shot. This is one of the things that's alleged to have failed to have been reported. So I'm just scrolling through here. I'm not sure if this Panorama episode's already out, but obviously there'll be a lot more detail in that. But it's shameful. It just adds to the entire shame of that whole sorry affair. When you look at the history of that and what this country did. Was it around 2003, 2004, 2003, I think? The invasion. Afghanistan. The invasion of Afghanistan started earlier than Iraq, I should point out. They had to give some impression that they were going after the bad guys, the Taliban, including Bin Laden himself, as I mentioned. I'm still not sure about all that stuff, you know. Oh, we got him in, then we, you know, buried him at sea, we gave him a proper burial, and I don't know about that. But that's another matter. That's another matter. We're certainly not doing much better reputation-wise here in 2025, are we? Speaking of which, we're going to take a look at things in Gaza now. We'll start with this hostage release. Eden Alexander is the hostage's name. And then we're going to see someone who regular viewers of the channel would be familiar with, or perhaps non-regular viewers as well. Who's your favourite Israeli spokesperson, people? Yeah, well, we'll come on to that, but just the details about this hostage release. It's just the one. He was serving in an elite infantry unit. Well, it's not on the border with Gaza, it's just in Gaza, it's in Palestine. It's Palestine. When he was captured on October 7th, 2023. 58 hostages remain, up to 24 of whom are believed to be alive. Israel have said there'd be a safe corridor for his release, but they've not committed to any ceasefire. I don't know if this has come with something in exchange. Or it says here it's intended as a goodwill gesture before Trump's arrival. So he's going to, or Trump's going to the Middle East, apparently. He's already been reunited with his family there, but you know, he's got blood on his hands, this lad, if he's an I.D.F. Well, elite I.D.F. soldier, it said as well. So German Chancellor Herzog. What was on the table? What was on the table though yesterday with Macron? Was on the table? The Tisch. Was war on das Tisch? Is that right? Maybe we'll find out. Maybe someday. That's pretty much it for the details, but I want to go over to this reaction to it. Hold on to your seats, people. He's back. Mensa is back. And I think Mark Austin's had enough this time, I really do. I think he's gone his absolute length as far as Mark Austin's concerned. are we now? Sure, I have that queued up. Just 1 sec.
It does seem...
Sorry, that might have been a bit loud there at the start. Turn it down a little bit as well, don't want to blow your eardrums. Okay. He's back. He's back. For what it's worth, and before I start, Mark Austin there's like, you know, right, okay, Mensa, they've insisted that we drag your ass up here again, because you were the only Israeli spokes available. I guess we'll just go through the usual routine of me asking you a question, you ignoring it and going on about some other shit that is not only irrelevant but also complete and utter bullshit. He's got more than used to it by now.
It does seem that there's a pattern developing. America has done this deal without Israel. They've done a deal with the Houthis, no Israel. They're talking to Iran, no Israel. Isn't this all humiliating for Benjamin Netanyahu?
Well, it is, and it should be, just before David gives his response here. Well, I'll tell you, obviously, for why. How many ceasefire negotiations did we see? The ones that took place in Qatar, for example, with Qataris as the mediators. Hamas on one side of the table, the Israelis on the other side of the table, and they were just absolutely railroaded at the last moment because of things that Netanyahu did. So now they've gone over his head, they've gotten around him, they're directly negotiating with other nations, as you heard Mark Austin say there. Not only is that proving to be effective, it reveals just how much Israel don't actually care about the hostages. It also reveals how they're happy to stall, delay, and stop negotiations time and time again for the sake of expanding the genocide. Sick, you know. And they still try to say that they want peace. All right then, Mensa, what have you got? Yeah, dumb. Oh, God.
Yeah, that's again the story which Hamas wants you to share, but this war will end when the hostages come home and Hamas are gone. Simple as that. Not a minute before.
I'm merely stating facts and asking you questions. You can't...
Just basic facts. Oh yeah, I bet Hamas would really like you saying that, by the way. There is a problem with Mensa's sound. He's got his audio too high at his end. It's bleeding in. So you're hearing a bit of a sort of echo loop effect that creates. Don't adjust your devices or whatever. That's on the original broadcast.
They're not facts, they're opinions. They're opinions. We won't rest until they're your opinions, Mark. And Mark, you've been wrong about this war in every single...
Facts are opinions, and now let's start to try and attack, well, the host, I guess. Well, not directly, but he's backed into a corner already. So now he's just trying to attack the platform or the host.
Moment, and we've had this discussion over the last 19 months. You've been wrong at every single point. You want to capitulate. You want Israel to capitulate.
He wasn't wrong when he was showing you how obvious it was that the evidence of hospitals being Hamas command centres was faked. He wasn't wrong a multitude of other times when he's pointed out other atrocities, other violations of international law, I should say. No, they're not opinions. They're just the facts that he doesn't like to hear.
to Hamas, and we won't. We won't do it because we're a democracy. I'm happy to be asked questions.
I appreciate that.
Completely
appreciate that.
Ask me a decent question, I'll answer it.
Well, please do. Tell me where this is wrong. Did the Americans have any involvement in the release of this? The Israelis have any involvement in the release of this hostage? Have the Israelis had any involvement in the deal with the Houthis that the Americans have done?
No, they haven't.
Are the Israelis talking to Iran at the moment? Were my questions. Where am I wrong on that? Please.
They are talking to the Iranians, but they're turning around to them and saying, yeah, we're going to try and kill you all next, essentially. That's all that they're saying. That's the only dialogue that's sort of going on there.
Please tell me, because it'll be interesting to know.
We are closer than ever with our American allies. What you're sharing is a view which Israel's enemies would like to share it to the outside world. It's not just wrong, it's morally backwards. Let's not confuse the arsonist with the firefighter. We're fighting.
Oh, come on. Come on, David. Give us a break. What fools do you take us for? Thinks Rathbone yesterday. He's got no perception of his own reputation. For example, he's got no perception of the reputation of the country that he's trying to defend there. Doing a very poor job. I should say so at the same time. Pure narcissism. Pure narcissism. What was it? You're confusing the arsonists with the firefighters. Israel's been burning its way through Palestine for 8 decades. For 8 decades. Prior to October in 2023, Gaza had suffered one of its bloody years in those preceding decades as well. The sooner they're all locked up and the sooner this guy is off mainstream television, the better.
To defeat Hamas.
It does.
That was it. That was basically the end of the clip. Fortunately, pretty short. Do one, men, sir. So does that give a whole potential new dynamic to the method of negotiation? We'll have to wait and see. That one did surprise me, I do have to be honest, because with the recent announcement that they want to expand settlements further in to Gaza, I thought that would blow a hole in the latest negotiations. Therefore, we wouldn't really see any kind of hostage release for some time, but there you go. Just by cutting Israel out, cutting Netanyahu out of the proceedings, it seems to have been effective. Because he's crap. I spoke a few moments ago about UK complicity in these atrocities as well, people. Unfortunately, we're still failing to properly sanction Israel. we should really have a full trade embargo in force, as far as I'm concerned, and others as well. And it's because of things like this, things that I'm about to show you. Now, whilst we don't have any boots on the ground in this situation, we certainly do have eyes in the sky, planes in the air, and the amount of surveillance sorties, the amount of runs that British spy planes are doing is actually quite shocking proportionately. If you pull up a lot of statistics about where most of the military support for Israel is coming from, obviously you normally expect the United States to be right at the top of the list with that, but I'll wait until you see these stats for themselves. These are the sort of things that David Lammy doesn't want you to know about. These are the sort of things that Keir Starmer doesn't want you to know about, but these are the sort of things that we keep having to put to them. There are still a few good eggs in Parliament, the likes of Zara Sultana, Jeremy Corbyn and others, who do put these facts to the Foreign Secretary and the Prime Minister as well, only to receive a series of ignorantly short answers. But we do have to continue to press the facts as they are. Take a look at this. This is from Al Jazeera, actually.
The evidence unearthed by Al Jazeera uses open source flight data to show the scale of American and British involvement in Israel's war on Gaza and now Lebanon. The data shows more than 6,000 military flights in a year, including hundreds of transport missions ferrying arms to Israel. Israel flew only 20% of the 1,600 reconnaissance flights recorded, whereas the UK accounted for nearly half, using its Shadow R1 surveillance aircraft, which provided intelligence on ground movements in Gaza. The UK sent Israel targeting data en masse during 645 flights. The report reveals the extent of the weapons air bridge built for Israel. More than 1,200 military cargo flights made up the airlift over a year. Several bases in Europe were used, with hundreds of flights from each, from the UK, Germany, Italy, Cyprus and Greece. It is this air bridge, together with a vast number of surveillance flights and air-to-air refuelling, that has sustained Israel's brutal war on Gaza and its operations into southern Lebanon.
Well, shocking stats there. 47%. 47%, nearly half. We outstretch the United States of America by 14% in that regard. This is not what I want my political representatives to be involved with. It's the direct opposite. It's got to stop. You can see things like this being brought up at The Hague sometime. And I'd actually hope so. I'd actually hope so as well. And that is true patriotism as well. Being able to admit that your country is doing something immoral and asking for it to stop is one of the very fundamental elements of patriotism. It's not about flags, it's not about ethnicity, skin colour, it's not about a whole myriad of other things that the far right would have you believe it's about. It's about things like that. It's about making sure that you have a country to be proud of and for it not to be involved in things like this. A great show of solidarity there in the chat with the flags. Thank you very much, good people. You're all a great bunch, you really are. Solidarity, free Palestine. I dare say there'll certainly be things to report on as Trump makes his tour of the Middle East. My God. Gotta be braced and ready for that one, I think. Just going up, I still can't get that awful video, the promo one for Gaza, is Plan for Gaza, out of my head. The one, you know, what's it, the Riviera, as he described it. Ugh. It's enough to make one's skin crawl. It really is positively disgusting. Okay, Guitar Guy, nice to see you. Hope you're well. Morbius, you mentioned in India, and there, of course, things seem to have simmered down at the moment between India and Pakistan, but that's a fact worth remembering. They are allied, India, that is, with Israel. Just see what else we've got lined up, people. Yeah, I've already done the Father Ted bit. Okay. So we've already had one or two contributions tonight, but it's time to reveal the latest homegrown content here on My Left Eye. We need you to get involved with this as well. It's the Brews at 10, the album, people. Keep your titles and artist suggestions coming in. Volume 6. I say volume 6. Should we? Sorry about that. False start.
Do you like a hot, tasty beverage with your music? Then My Left Eye has got a treat for your ears. The Brews at 10, the album. All your favourite beverage-based hits from the 1960s to now, all in one place.
Volume 5 is now available, featuring Brew Got It, Roy Orbison, Tea for One, Led Zeppelin, I Want Brew, Tea So Heavy, The Beatles, No Limits, Tea Unlimited, Brew on My Sunshine, Johnny Cash, plus many more. Order now.
Alright people, that's volume 6. Let's go back and just take a look at what was on the hit list there. I've just got to have a bit of a tamper with my monitor here, one sec people. Okay. So we had Brew Got It by Roy Orbison, Tea for One by Led Zeppelin, I Want Brew, Tea So Heavy by the Beatles, No Limits by Tea Unlimited, and Brew on My Sunshine by Johnny Cash. He wasn't the first person to do it, but he did do a version of it before I get emails or comments or whatever about it. Just selected Johnny Cash. Everybody got that? Okay. So thanks a lot for your contributions towards Volume 6 I'm going to try and keep these coming out once a week, so keep them coming, people. Just something light-hearted to get us through the doom scrolling. We'll stick with some more light-heartedness. I featured this guy again yesterday, but it's just had a new one out today. Very good stuff from Rothschilds. Okay, yeah, give Rothschilds a follow on YouTube and stuff. This is all about the Pope being from Boston.
Meanwhile, in the city of Chicago, Mark had his friend Jimmy over.
Dude, they elected a new pope. Wow, really? That was fast. And he's from America. Seriously? That's cool. And not just that, he's from Chicago, too. How do you like that? Ah! Hey, you want a beer to celebrate?
Come on, one beer.
Okay, I'll take a beer.
But little did Mark realize that when Jimmy is given old style, a mysterious transformation occurs.
To the new pope. To Pope Leo. So as I was saying, though, my brother's divorce is getting pretty bad.
Every last Green Bay Packer is getting excommunicated.
Oh, no. It's the Where Chicagoan New Pope Edition. Holy Father? More like the Holy Brother.
That's right. Robert Prevost, a.k.a. Pope Leo XIV, is a man of the Midwestern class. Da Pope.
First we had a Chicago president, now we got a Chicago Pope. We're coming for you next, the moon.
By papal decree, the body of Christ is now an Italian beef sandwich.
Sweet peppers and hot peppers. Trying to be inclusive, after all.
The blood of Christ is now a Chicago handshake. That's an old style with a shot of Malort.
Peace be with you.
Lake Michigan is now full of holy water.
This area of the church is now called the front room. The bean is now one of the stations of the cross.
Acid reflux now counts as 5 Hail Marys. Fun fact, my mom actually dated the Pope back in '73. Didn't work out. He wholly ghosted her.
You are now allowed to put Portillo's gift cards in the collection plate.
The Swiss Guard is going to be replaced with the 85 Bears. Yeah, I know they're all in their 60s and 70s. What's that got to do with anything?
This folding chair was used by the Pope for dibs in the 80s. It's now a holy relic.
Mark my words, they're going to make Mike Ditka a saint. What do you mean he was already a saint? Oh, cripes, that is a lot of losses.
And now if you would all please rise for a traditional closing hymn.
Oh. Oh God, what time is it? I'm gonna be late for mass. Mom's gonna kill me.
Izbedjori paravetri vizi privyat. Vice-President Oke Хорошо.
Chicago Pope, I'm coming for you. Okay, good. My name's now? You want to do this now? But I have a mission. The Pope. My purpose.
Name's JD. Is JD.
Okay, good.
I'm JD Vance, that's my name. If you say those couple words, then you have said my name. As
Okay, I'm calling that there just because of the song. Yeah. Rothschilds. He's not letting the thing go with JD Vance and the couch, is he? Or the sofa, whatever you want to call it. give them a follow. I'm liking these suggestions coming in for future volumes of Brews at 10 the album, people. Just making a note of some of these as well. Very good. Keep them coming if you think of any. You know, you might wake up at 3 in the morning and go, oh, that would be a really good one. Immediately jump onto YouTube and throw them into the comments, please, people. And then, even if it is 3 in the morning, I'd like you to wake your spouse, your family, your housemates, your neighbours, and tell them to do the same. Hey, everybody! Phil's holding something up here. I should urge caution for legal reasons, though. Am I reading that right? Yeah. Oh, you're on fire tonight, chat, with these. They're coming in thick and fast. I'll be skimming back through the end of the stream to make sure I've picked them all up later. I'm just writing one more down there, but I've got a great selection. Awesome audience. And a good chunk of marvellous members in the chat today as well. Here's another thanks to every single one of you. All 84 of you as it is now. Got another name to add to the list. Thanks a lot for that gifted membership earlier. No, you've been practicing, haven't you? You've been spotting these when you've been listening to wherever you listen to your music. But that's what I like to see, people. And another gifted membership there. Andy Carter, thank you very much. That brings us up to 85. Thanks again, Andy. Solidari-Tea for that one. So these are our marvellous members, and you can add your name to this list of people. It's just 99 pence. Take a look at the perks, please, if you want to consider supporting the channel. And another great way of helping to spread the solidarity with your fellow socialists is to hang around on the stream. Because even after we finish, could be raiding into another channel. I'm just in the process of seeing who's live. Okay, I've just got the one option. I've gone for that. It's not live, it's scheduled live, however. Not for some time, for some reason. It's Rathbone, though. I think I did a clip of his yesterday, or very recently. on the stream. Awesome content, so that's queued up. But it's not until, it's very bizarre this, I'm not sure if it's because of an upload error, but it's scheduled for the 27th at precisely 6:53 in the morning. Not sure. Unless you can point me in the direction, good people in the chat, of anybody who you know could be live at the moment. Oh. Sorry, it's the the song suggestions. Awesome. Oh yeah, keep them coming, I'm not going. I feel guilty now, getting towards the end of the stream while they coming in thick and fast. Now, hang on just a moment. Yeah, like I said. All right, Democracy at Work. Oh, I might have tried them before. I'm not sure if they allow raids, or you have to sort of request if you can raid. I will give that a try though. It'll always take a moment. And ATM Richard Wolf's channel. Okay, let's try both. Nah. Let's see. It's having a think. It says redirect privileges needed, so I can ask them. It says, what was the other one? ATM. That's not the cash machine, as we'd say over here. Oh god, getting a lot of results. Getting a lot of results for that. I'm not sure if it's the right channel. No, I can't describe what it certainly doesn't look like a political thing. What's coming up with that? Everything else is unavailable, unfortunately. So, thanks for the suggestions. Nonetheless, I'll have to try and get in touch with Democracy at Work. No, I don't think Mooncat's live. I'm pretty sure I'm subscribed to Mooncat After Dark. Yeah, really good essay videos there as well. I've jumped in a few of the streams. Ah, right, okay. Let's. Thanks for the clarification there, Andy. So it's at the moment not automatic teller machine. Okay, that never happened. Oh yeah, I've never heard of that one. Okay. Right, that'll more or less do it from me tonight, people. See, you're still going with the... Okay, I'll leave the chat open for a while after I come off stream, just so you can keep your suggestions coming, and I'll go back and make a note of them all later. I've got some down here, but that'll just about be it for me on tonight's Brews at 10. People, thanks a lot for joining me. Hope you've enjoyed it. Yeah, we've had a few laughs. It's been a good one. It's been a good one. I'll be back later in the week, of course. Feel free to join me there. Take care, everybody. My Lefty, I'll be seeing you soon. Free Palestine and power to the people. Just come back on very quickly to say thank you very much, Graham Turner, for that super chat. Solidari-Tea. Have a good night, Graham. Have a good night, everybody. See you soon.